Good day, students. How are you all doing today? My name is Mrs. Jane Ukolo, and I'll be your biology tutor. This week, we are going to be talking about transport system in organism. And at the end of the lesson, students should be able to define transport system. They should be able to state the need for transport system, state the importance of transport system, should be able to highlight the materials that are needed for transport and how transportation is brought about in lower organism. Now let's take a look at what transport system is. A transport system is just a systematic moving of materials from various parts of an organism from where they are produced and transported to other parts where they are used, where they are stored or removed from the body. Basically, it is the transportation of useful materials from the point of production to the point where they are going to be used, stored, or removed from the body. Now, why do we need a transport system? All living organisms need a transport system for the following reasons. Number one, it is needed to obtain essential materials such as oxygen, water, and nutrients. It is also important to remove metabolic waste such as carbon dioxide, urea, water, and so on. Because when these metabolic wastes are not removed from the body, they become toxins, they become poison in the body of an organism, and it can affect the normal functioning of the body. Now, another reason is for moving water and useful materials to the soil through the roots and other parts of the plants. Do not say, "Oh, transportation is only needed in animals." No, transport system is also required in plants because there's a need for water from, especially from the roots, to be transported to other parts of the plant, and also some important nutrients needed to be transported around the body of the plant. So as important as transport system is to animal, it is also important to plant also. Another reason for the need of transport is to transfer glucose to various parts of the plant, and also to transfer on from the production site to the site of action. Now let's take a look at the materials that are transported in animals. We have different kind of material that are transported. We have oxygen. Oxygen is normally transported from the lungs to other parts of the body. Then we have carbon dioxide is transported from the body cells to the lungs. Then we have urea. Urea is transported from the body cells to the liver and where they are removed from the body. And we also have excess salts, which is transported from the cells to where they are removed from the body. Now let's take a look at the materials that are transported in plants. Number one is manufactured food. Manufactured food are taken from where they are produced to the sites where they are needed to other parts of the plant, like the stem, the roots, the leaves, and so on. So that's why a transport system is also required in the plants. Also, we have excretory products need to be transported. Excretory products like carbon dioxide and water from all living cells to the site of excretion, using the stomata or the lenticels. Then another material that are transported in plants, we have the water that has been absorbed, especially from the soil to the leaves and other parts of the body. Now let's take a look at how transport system works in lower organisms. When I say lower organisms, I mean the unicellular organisms and the multicellular organism. There are different ways lower organism also transport their materials in their body. Lower organisms like amoeba, don't forget, amoeba is an example of a unicellular organisms. And when I say unicellular organism, you should know that unicellular organisms are organisms that have just one cell. Then we also have hydra being a multicellular organism. We have paramecium, euglena, and the likes. Now let's take a look at how transportation transport system works in amoeba. Don't forget, I said amoeba is an example of a unicellular organisms. And oxygen diffuse, take a look at the picture on the screen. Oxygen diffuses in for respiration. So oxygen enters into the body of the amoeba through the process called diffusion, and waste product also diffuse out also through the process of diffusion. And you know what diversion is: the movement of molecule from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration until it is evenly distributed. So you can see how water enters, go in into the cell of the amoeba, and how it leaves the cell of the amoeba. Because if the water going in is larger than the one coming out, it can bring about turgidity. It can make the amoeba to become turgid, to become swollen, and it can burst. So there should be a regulation between the water flowing in and the water going out. Now let's take a look at transport system in hydra. I told you that the hydra is an example of a multicellular organism. So the movements of the gut walls draw water into the gut and causes digested food and oxygen within it to circulate. So immediately water enters into the amoeba, it causes the digested food to circulate around the body of the hydra. Thus, the cell lining the gut absorb the materials. Then the warping movement of the flagella of the flagellated cells also helps in material circulation in the gut. So that's how our transportation works in lower organisms. Now we have few assignments here for you. Number one, you will tell me you define transport system. You will tell me why a transport system is needed both in plants and in animals. Then you will highlight five materials that are transported in animals. Thank you for listening. Now, if you have any question, feel free to forward all your questions to my mail. It is written on the screen. Now it is shown on the screen. So forward all your questions to my mail and I will answer them all. Do have a blessed day. I hope to see you in our next class. Bye bye.